Basically, after 4 years of being a supervisor to my unemployed parents, they finally have a job. More specifically, my mom has a job now. It's in a city government in Prince George's County, Maryland. It does not pay that much, but it's more than enough to pay the rent and basically without my help. If they need help paying the rent, it will be at least $1,000 or $200. So good news is that they're not in danger of being homeless anymore if they can get their first paycheck next month. The bad news is that she won't get paid until around the 15th of this month, November 15th. Believe it or not, I do have a case manager for my situation who actually suggested I apply for a crisis grant that she will handle. That happened when I told the manager that we got cut enough for the war bill and the war fund that was managed by the war company for the Washington, D.C. area was depleted until 2 weeks after the cutoff date. She told us that if I pay a war bill, she will help us pay the rent. We tried to get it for 2 months. A 2-month grant, but the process is taking a long time to complete. So we are actually behind in paying the rent by 15 or 17 days. I do check out periodically though, but the process has not been sped up. I've also applied for Social Security Disability, but it will take me 3 months to get it approved, and there's a good chance I will get denied anyway and forced to appeal even if I give them documentation. So it could be extended to a year. So that's basically a year of earning $1,000 while I wait for that claim to be approved and appealed. There's a job opportunity for Amazon with Amazon Web Services I've been working on for weeks, but it's stuck in recruiter hell. So the recruiter who are responsible for this, who's a third-party recruiter, is actively avoiding me and dodging my phone calls. Even Amazon trying to reach her, and they've been dodging their phone calls. So my situation is in recruiter hell, so deep in recruiter hell that even the parent company can't reach her, can't reach the recruiter. And it's been at least 1 year of unemployment from my job as a federal contractor at the United States Patent and Trademark Office. If I was not laid off and was not screwed and dicked around by people that were supposed to help me and do their jobs from the state, recruiters, hiring manager, people at the job fair, people who I networked with on the job and while job searching, even a startup manager, I would be looking forward to move out of my parents' from now by the end of November or the end of December. I will still have Verizon internet, Verizon files. I was able to start my streaming plans. I will be looking forward to MagFest and CatsaCon. I will be looking forward to visiting New York City again, and I'll be looking forward to having my own place and being in control of my own life. But the damage has been done completely. Almost all my credit cards, 3 of them are in default, and the 4th one is always way on defaulting, especially due to the fact that my funds from GoFundMe hasn't came yet. Supposed to came today, but it hasn't. I'm 5 months behind renewing my unemployment deferment papers for student loans, and I get phone calls for credit cards, for credit card creditors, and for Verizon regarding their bills on a weekly, sometimes daily basis. And I also have to work with barely any money coming my way, and the warehouse job is not a stable job. Really, it's not. It's monotonous, you know what you're doing, but it's not stable. And even then, all the opportunities I could have taken socially, economically, and relationship-wise are closed completely. For the past 4 years, I've been forced to support my parents. I was not able to achieve any life milestones that most people take for granted and still do to this day. At this point, it's irreversible because once you're 30, no matter how many times they insist that it's not over yet, that it's not true, that the point is you're not wanted by society. American society does not want people who could not or didn't fulfill the life script for any reason, even if it's outside of their control or push away from it. At that point, At this point, my credit has been completely shot, and it will take years, at least a decade, to recover if I can get a full-time job. Instead, I'm stuck at this temp warehouse job, and it's on call. So even though I'm scheduled from Monday to Friday, there are times that there's no work available, so I have to stay home. So in practice, a $1,400 monthly paycheck is actually around $1,000 or less. And the Social Security office actually told me I had to work part-time, so effectively $1,000 a month in order to be eligible for SSI. Since my temp job only pays minimum wage, going to work every day, they call me and will cause me not to be eligible. Essentially, I can only work 9 to 10 days per month to be under this limit. And with the midterms, and God, the vote shaming and vote guilting of non-voters who got pushed away from politics and disillusioned from politics since November 2016, even those who have been pushed away repeatedly after every election. It has accelerated and intensified over the past month. If the GOP/Republicans or Democrats win the elections either way, it will make my life worse either way, because the amount of vote shaming and vote guilting and job shaming will just push me to a point where I'll stop working and dealing with society entirely, basically giving up my dreams, my hopes, or thought of having in life, and just basically be a shut-in to protect my mental health. The thought of doing so kept coming to me because it's a lot easier to do so if I have the money to do so, and I don't. Right now, I'm suffering from cognitive issues along from worsening speech impairment, fatigue, microtremors, and other health issues. I also have temporary memory lapses because my mind is on survival mode. Because my mind has been on financial and emotional survival mode for years. And I've been suffering from this for over a year. And it's been difficult to avoid confrontation or deflect. My parents ask for small amounts of money per week or ask me to buy stuff that I can't afford. It takes a lot of energy to do so. So at the same time, I feel numb, completely numb, and emotionless. I'm unable to feel happy about the fact that my mom has a job. And I can only express it as a way to show appreciation to her. Even as I did express genuine congratulations to her, at the same time I was showing and giving face to them, or image. Giving them reputation. My parents' life is now looking up, but mine is practically dead. More so the slow collapse of the socioeconomic situation in the United States, which makes it difficult for people who don't have connections to move up or maintain their lives. A lot of people will see me as a good man, noble, great man for helping, but the same people will not help me on my feet, help me get back on my feet since I'm done financially caretaking. And emotionally caretaking as well, because they don't actually care about what I went through or about my parents at all. For the past 4 years, I've been seeking help and explaining my situation to people, talking to people, and I learned that almost basically everyone takes things for granted that are ruined for me. Things that are ruined for me completely, even the most basic things like checking your email or reading bills or buying food. And I feel like I don't belong in American society at all. And I can't relate to people at all who don't have to deal with the same situation I had to for 4 years. I don't relate to these people. Every time I try to meet up with these people, they're already in their cliques or groups. Their cliques and groups. They are unemployed and impoverished and alienated from society. And anime convention goers. No, seriously. Well, outside the life script. For me, it's the only escape from a world gone with any job for decent wage. I would be celebrating I'll be at a restaurant right now, but I'm not. Trying to $16 left. And the only thing I can do is just tell my story and ask for help every chance I get. And surprisingly, I haven't stuttered while reading that. That's a big plus. I just want to give you good news and bad news about my situation. I just explained it to you for about already. I'm working on my the Ministry of Taku page. It's just gonna be this one page proposal, one page later about my history of photography.